Okay, guys. So I'm just a tiny little winded because I just took a little walk, and trust me, when I say a little walk, oh my God, is it little? Okay, but nonetheless, that's a good sign because I have not done that in a while, meaning that I'm actually starting to bounce back to the way I want to be. So that's always a good thing. So since I started recording again, I have been feeling better. Okay, meaning that a year later we're at a better plateau. Okay, so I am recovering. So that's a good thing, especially a year later. So let's first now talk about our issue. Now, here's the thing: when you console into a device, okay, your biggest issue is that gone? I don't see it down there. I guess so. Um, your biggest issue is the fact that every interface, okay, has what we call an input queue and an output queue, okay. So if your interface is saturated, okay, let's say it's saturated, okay, people are downloading YouTube videos, stuff like that, and your bandwidth is being eaten up, okay, regardless if it's a fast Ethernet interface or not, okay, it doesn't matter, all right. Now, from a serial link perspective, oh, okay, damn it, I hate caps, man, damn. Okay, so that's the last time I'm gonna say that because we all know I do that all the time. So let's see. Okay, so we have an input queue and an output queue for that interface. Okay, now, all right. So the thing is, so there's a console port. Okay, so with the console port, if I go and I paste in something and I'm only running at 9600 bits per second, okay, and I got a couple hundred lines of code, all right. And if you've never been in this field, a couple hundred lines of code is nothing. Okay, uh, especially on like a 6500 when you got tons of interfaces and you need to set them up for spanning tree, or you got to set up. Oh my God, the older switches where you had to set up manual queuing for each one of them. So I mean, you're talking about easily 600 lines of code for a particular switch, especially like a 6500. Okay, like a core switch or a 4500 switch. Okay, all right, and of course now we're in our 9000s, but nonetheless, nonetheless, okay. Now, all right. Um, hang on for 1 second. Okay. Let's go here. Cisco core. No, it's a campus. Campus switches. Okay, so these big boys here. All right. Not those, but 96. Okay. Let's go to the 9610s. Okay, you know what? What's going on with you guys, man? All right. Yeah, something like that. I mean, it's just like, why am I not getting pictures? All right, so there we go. All right, so one of these big boys, yeah, I mean, 600 lines of code is not something unheard of, especially, and you also gotta understand, okay, if we got module capability, okay, like in the Nexus platform or anything else, even with these devices, we got modules, okay, we can put firewall modules in there, so on and so on, but nonetheless, okay. All right, I'm not talking about this particular device. All right, every model has its purpose and has its capabilities. Okay, so now um, going back to this. Now here we go. My problem is this. I can access these VMs because I'm telnetting to this IP address of the host. Oh God, I hate that one name for the ESXi. To the ESXi server, and then put in a port number, and the port number is carrying it over to one of these VMs. But if I want to copy something from my PC over to one of these routers, like a file, okay, I have to have network connectivity, okay, and I can't have network connectivity by going through this, okay, and sending behind a port number here. So now I have to go to here, go to configuration, go to networking, okay, and make sure that whatever interface I'm sitting on, like CSSR 7, okay, is sitting on the home network, okay, and that port group does have a physical interface attached to it. All right, and all I have to do is go into the interface of that CSR 7 that's sitting in that port group. All right, because once I do that, this physical connection going to this network card, all right, is actually attached to the same broadcast domain as my PC. Okay, that's how I get to this. That's how I get to this ESSI server in the first place, to this physical interface. Okay, but the more I thought about it, because that's what I was going to do, and upload a file and then show you how to copy a file over. But then I was like, I might be overthinking this. Okay, so with a console port, if I was going to copy 200 console, 200 lines of code, this is what's going to happen. As the pasting starts, okay, and the input queue of that console port starts to fill up, because you gotta understand the speed that I'm flapping that stuff inside that queue, it's starting to fill up because it can't process it that fast because it's 9600 bits. Okay, so once the queue gets filled up, what'll happen is there's no more space left in the queue. So anything that I push to it, okay, will get dropped. And once it gets dropped from a fold up queue, what happens is your configuration goes to crap. Okay? Because you start getting errors, and then the domino effects. Okay? Because it can never catch up. You're constantly throwing configs at it. Okay, and at that point, once it does that, okay, your configurations from that threshold all the way down to the end will fail, and you have to go back and repaste it. Okay, the only way to fix that is go into your console port and change, and I mean physically go into the actual device, go into line console 0 and change the speed, the baud rate, BAUD rate. Okay, the speed, and that, let's say you say 115 200, okay, that, okay, you probably will paste all your 200 lines of code easily, and it'll never get filled up. Okay, now we gotta understand that's from the perspective of a console port. Okay, now if I telnet into it, okay, whatever the speed of my network, all right, or I should say my line speed, which would be the speed of the interface itself, okay, my computer has a 1 gig network card, okay. If I'm being connected to a switch that has a 10 megabit speed, okay, or 10 megabits 100, okay, here's the thing. I can only transfer that information from a telnet session via 100 megabits per second. However, that might be a good thing. It might be a lot better than the actual speed of the console port as I'm physically plugged in, and I can paste in 600 lines of code. Okay, again, I wouldn't try it. All right, because the thing is, um, you have to go all the way back and find out exactly what did not get pasted in. So what you end up doing is, when you're in production, is you actually go in, okay, and copy like something like this. All right, come down, all right, and copy and then paste all that stuff in and see if it takes, okay? Or, okay, we're gonna try it right now, all right, by going into, first of all, router one, all right, because all we're gonna be dealing with, for real, is where are we? Okay, is these two right here, all right? Come on, go to my pointer, delete, okay, copy, and actually, you know what? We can actually just do a new tab here, okay? All right. Okay, and we're only going to be doing with these two routers. So we can go up here and really just kill these sessions here. Okay, now we're going to go over to router 1. No interface, loopback 0. Okay. Alright, so do show IP interface brief. Okay, that gets rid of the loopback addresses. Now we're going to go to router 2. Okay, show IP interface brief. Okay, and now we're going to config T. Alright, and leave it there. And now we're going to go to our notepad. Okay, we're going to shrink that a little bit so we can at least get um, 2 of these here. Okay. Okay, so that's 1. All right, let's do this. Yoink. Okay, 1, 10, 20. Okay, so all right, so I only have. Okay, so now I'm going to 2. Okay, so yeah, I should have 2 explanations at least. Okay, so now I can copy 2 of them, but I'm gonna start off with 1. Copy. All right, done. Now remember, if this last explanation is not, if you don't hit enter, okay, because the explanation does nothing. Okay. Now, the cool thing is, okay, um, if you didn't know, you can actually send messages on the broadcast aspect of a switch. Okay, all right. As long as your other user is logged in, okay, you can send a message by using the character. Okay, all right, all right. So if you say send message, okay, guys, I can't remember that. All right, it's just a cool trick I used to do. Okay, and me and the guy I was mentoring, him and I would send messages on the network live as we were logging into the switch, as we were troubleshooting things like that. Okay, um, but the explanation means do not. This is not a command. Okay, so that's why. Okay, as we paste that in there, it does nothing. But as you paste, okay, make sure you hit enter for the last thing you paste, because the next command you put in is not going to take if there's an explanation part in there. Okay, so now, all right, I'm gonna go back up here, and I'm gonna come back down and do 2. Okay, so far so good. Trust me, if it didn't take, you would get a bunch of errors all across the board. Okay, these are just console messages. So, all right, so now take a look and see what the last one was. That was 30. Okay, so let's go to 30. Get that off the screen. And now we're doing 31 and 40. Okay. And now let's do 50 as far as doing 30 of them. Okay. Okay, so not bad. Okay, and if you want to do it, per screen, that's fine. Okay, all right. You can also do it this way, which I really kind of like. All right, holding the Shift key as where the console is, and just okay, and use the arrow key and just copy down. So, all right, we have 60, 70, 80, 60, 70, 80, 90. Okay, so and do a copy, Control C, and paste. Okay, all right. So we're already at 90. So not bad. I mean, not bad at all. Okay, all right. So I don't get confused. 90, 100, 110, 120. Okay, we're only going to do three at a time because it's easy to get confused and lost. Okay, remember, you control as an engineer. You are the one in control of your chance of failure or chance of mistake by controlling your chaos, okay? Which I'm doing now by not going more than 30 at a time, okay? Not concerned with it messing up, just the fact that I'm concerned of losing my place on this notepad, okay? Or skipping a bunch of numbers. So 120, okay? All right, so 20, 30, and 40. Go down to 50. Copy. Okay. So this is not that bad. Okay. I'm almost there. Okay. So 50. Okay, so now we got a mistake there. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. So let's go ahead and copy that. Okay. All right. So 50. Now, I didn't this should be 61. Okay, wow, look at that, Kyle. That's crazy. Let's go to the tab. Okay, so I'm missing 160. Okay. 160. And I'm missing 180 too. 180. Okay. All right, we'll leave that there, and we'll go back. Okay. Um. Okay. So first of all, that's a wrong loopback address. All right. So yeah, we got some mistakes here, which is again, I expect nothing less. All right. So first, let's go here and fix. Or do I? No, I don't think so. Okay, so let's go back. Actually, yes. No, it's not. No, it's my eyes playing tricks on me. Okay, so let's go back up to 150. 160. We're missing 160. Matter of fact, you know what? Let's just fix this right now. Okay, so let's copy, paste. Okay, so 161. 161, 62. Come on, mouse. Stop doing that. Jesus. Ugh, damn. Yeah, you can see like the little things annoy me when I'm trying to do stuff. 68, 69, and then 70. And then we go back up here, change these IP addresses. 6. Might as well just do. Might as well change them, as we're going here. Okay, so now that's 70. Okay, so now we got 71. Okay. 70 to 80, and 80 to 90. Okay. All right. So now let's keep that right there, and we just put in 60. So now we got 61. Hold your shift key. 61, 71. Okay. All right. And up, we don't have 81, 80. So we gotta fix that. So copy. Where's my mouse? Okay. Now. Um. Okay. So now we got 81 here. 70, 71, 80. And this is 80. Okay, so here we got 81. Wait a minute, hold on. Okay, what did you do? Let's go back up here. See, I lost my place. So we got 80 and we're missing 81. Okay, so let's paste. So 81, 61. What's happening? Where's it going? 191. It should say 191 again. It's not doing it. So I'm not finding it. So let's go back up here. Okay, let's do it this way. 180 should be 181. So we're going to do it this way. We're going to mark this like so. Okay? All right, so give me 1 second. Oh my god. Oh wow, that's a lot. So here we go. Oh wow. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. So sorry for you guys listening to that, but nonetheless. Okay, so we're going to go back up to where our brackets were. Okay, so is this the beginning? You know what? Something's happening. Something's wrong. Okay, so let's go ahead and recopy this. Like so. Okay, so there's the bracket right there. Okay. And I'm going to go all the way back up and figure out what the hell's going on because I might have made a mistake before. So we got 1 to 10 to 11 to 20. Okay, to 30 to 40 to 50 to 60. Okay, so this is incorrect. 161. That couldn't have taken. Actually, it did take. It just took it as 161. So let's go ahead and copy that. No interface. Loopback 161. And actually, all I had to do was wait until I got to 161, just recopy it. Copy. Okay. All right. So now we're going down 160 or 60, 70. Okay. We need 2 parts here. 70, 80, 90, 100, 110. Okay. 120, 130, 131, 140, 150, 161. Let's go ahead and copy that because that's what I just deleted, right? Alright, the last one I dropped off was 180, 161, 170, 180, which is right here. Okay. All right. So now, okay. I just did that to see if my microphone volume was still on here. Okay, so let's go back up here. Minimize. All right, so we did 81. Okay. All right, so that's not right. It doesn't really matter because we have it. I think I actually hit the 8 in there anyway. I don't think it was ever like that. Doesn't really matter. It's fixed now. All right. Change the IP addresses. .90. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and copy this. Copy. All right. Okay. So that is incorrect. Okay. So now, this is 190. Okay. Ugh, come on. This is 190. No. Wrong. 80. This is 190. 90. Copy. Copy. Okay. Alright. And now we gotta go up here and put this back in here correctly. Okay. Alright, so now 91. Okay, so now we're gonna kind of slow this down and pay closer attention. 91 to 200. Okay, go ahead and copy those. Alright. And now 201 to 210 to 220. Okay, that's correct. Alright. And 51 to 30 to 31 to 40. Okay. Alright, first of all, oops. Yep, 39. 20 to 30. Okay. And now 40 to 255. Okay. Okay, so not bad. Alright. Okay, so now let's take a look and verify our show IP interface brief. Okay. Alright, so not bad, huh? Okay. So I'm going to look at these in a notepad. Okay. Alright, and we're going to do it this way by let's see, let's go into here, boom, and we're going to go under desktop, and we are going to say new folder, okay, which is 4, okay, and then I'm going to go under the session, okay, come on, session options, we're going to go under log file, okay, and desktop, and number 4, session logs, okay, and I'm going to say dot text, all right, and I'm going to say, first of all, I'm going to go underneath here, which, where the hell did it go? Alright, so desktop 4. Okay. And then I'm going to say save and see if that file is there. Which I don't see it yet. Okay, so if I don't see it popping up, that means that there's something wrong. So let's go back. Session options. La, 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 la. I'm missing something. Start log upon connect. I'm really missing something. I should say log. Oh, logging actions. Is that it? No. No, that's log in actions. It should be here. I'm missing something. So let's. Okay, let's close this. All right, let's go back. We stopped doing that. All right, so let's go ahead and look under log. I don't understand. It should say something that says log all data. I'm tripping here. Um, I'm gonna say start log upon connect. Okay, so there's a log session now. Okay, so fine. All right, if we have to do it that way, fine. Okay, I don't care. So now we're gonna say terminal length. What is the terminal length? Okay, as I say show something, and it comes up with that more. The name, it displays you more at the end where you have to hit enter or space. That's because that is the end of my terminal length, which is probably like 30 lines. Okay, all right. But if I say terminal length 0, okay, I don't have any. So that means when I do a show IP interface brief, it's going to go all the way down to the end. Okay, take a look at that. All right, and now I can go into my, since I logged that session, okay, I can actually go back in here. Okay, here's the thing: I can't change the name while the file is being accessed. Okay, and since the only way I know how to do it is kill the session, go in and uncheck this, okay, and bring up the session again, okay, so I can actually change the actual name of the file. Rename. Where's the rename? Dude, are you serious? I can't find crap. Okay. Text. All right. Now, even though it was still using Notepad to open that up, but here we go. All right. Let's get rid of this. Boom. All right. And now there's all our loopback interfaces. Okay. Put in a log file. Okay. Now, what I just showed you is how to do logging of your session. Okay. All right. So take note of it. Okay. So now, let's go down here. They're not in order. They're not in order. Not cool. Unless I'm missing 1, 2, 1 and 2. So I'll take a look at that. There's no IP addresses for loopback 1 and 2. All right, they're there. There's just no IP addresses. So let's go back into here. Scroll all the way up. Paste. Okay. No. Terminal. You gotta be careful because the terminal, you have to say no after the terminal. See? Isn't that weird? Okay? And now remember, I don't have to put the number in. Okay? Alright, that's one of those commands where I said you don't have to put the whole string in. Okay? Terminal blows me because you have to say terminal and then no after it instead of just saying no terminal. Okay? So show IP interface brief. Okay, and now you see our more option is back because it's, how many lines is it? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, you see my point? All right. If I had put 10, we only would have gotten the first 10 lines after the command. Okay. So what the? Oh, I know why. We got to change these IP addresses. Okay. I can't put. Remember, you can't have more than 2 interfaces on the same subnet. Okay, that's why loopback 1 and 2 are not taken. So now we gotta go back up to here to the diagram. Okay, and we have to all right, we gotta change the whole IP scheme. Okay, because we want to be on the 168. I'm not changing all my loopback addresses. So where is my lab? Okay. All right, and we're just gonna say 200. 200. Okay. All right. Go back over to here. All right. Okay. Which one do we do? Why am I having a hard time finding this video? Yeah. So 200.1.1. All right. All right. So let's go over here. Boom. Okay. And this will be 1.2. Okay. And now I can go back and copy these. Okay. Oh, I put them on the wrong interface. Okay. So now we're going to learn a new command. Default interface G1. Okay. Come on. Okay. All right. And go back over here. Same thing. Default interface G1. Okay. Interface G2. Okay. Alright. And then put that on there. And then go back over to 2. Alright. Interface. Interface G2. Okay. I don't think that's right at all. Let's go back over here. It's G1. What is going on? Why are you tripping? Alright, so default interface G2. Okay. Go back over here. Alright. G2. Do show IP. Stop with caps. Do show IP interface brief. Okay. So interface G2. G1. Okay. Alright, and let's go over here. Do show IP interface brief. Okay, so I don't know what was going on. Okay, so interface G1, because you put the same. No, that's for the loopback. Boy, you are tripping. Okay, so let's see, 2. Okay, done. Okay, and now interface. Let's copy these again. Copy. Boom. All right. Do show IP interface brief. Okay. Now we got them. All right. So now, so now we can copy this. Yoink. Go back over to here to the log file. Okay. All right, and paste those in there. All right. So now, before we go any further, all right, do right. Okay. So now that is configured. So now we go down. We say 1, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 200, 210, 220, 230, 240, 250, 255. Okay, so now we are complete getting all our loopback addresses on here. So now when I filter out with an access list, okay, I will be able, okay, to know how we are going to filter. I mean, what that really means. So first of all, we're going to say router EIGRP. We'll say 100. Okay, and network 0.0.0.0, which is glad I taught you that method because this will enable EIGRP for all 255 interfaces with one command. Okay, so router EIGRP, the autonomous system has to be the same. Okay, and say network 0.0.0.0. Okay, comes up, do show IP route. And look at all our EIGRP routes. Okay, so now we are set up to really figure out how the wildcard truly works. Okay, all right, guys, be strong, be determined, be Cisco.